Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome to another episode of Watchlist. If you're unfamiliar, think of Watchlist as kind of a monthly TV guide to let you know, like, oh, these are things that I'm interested in, or just some things that I find interesting that are coming out, and these are the exact dates and stuff for said things to come out. I don't have a clear-cut way of doing that intro. I feel like I do that differently every single time. But nevertheless, let's get right into it. The first thing I'm gonna mention is Teen Wolf. The reason why I'm bringing it up first is because there is still yet to be an exact date. Obviously it's coming out sometime in June. That's all that's been there. I literally made sure before I started recording this to make sure that to see if there was a date out yet. It's still nothing. Still just saying June 2017. So obviously, like, sometime this month, the final, like, 10 episodes, season 6B, second half of season 6, however you want to phrase it, will be coming out. So I'm very interested because obviously this is like setting it up. So like obviously, like, the main group has gone off to college. Beacon Hills has been left in the hands of Liam, Mason, and Hayden, so super excited. I mean, I'm sad to see it come to an end, but I'm also excited to see how, like, everything kind of unravels in these final 10 episodes. If you're interested in Teen Wolf, you know, and you want to keep up to date with the episodes and stuff like that, I'd make sure ahead of time, like, okay, just constantly be checking MTV and stuff like that to see if it's airing. I would assume early June, because that's typically when the seasons, like, kind of start, like, around that time. Obviously with the exceptions of, like, well, this past season, as well as seasons where there's like 2 seasons per year. So now getting into official stuff, on June 4th we have the season premiere of Fear of the Walking Dead, which I have not seen any of the Fear of the Walking Dead. I've caught glimpses and stuff. It looks very interesting. It's just I haven't taken time out to start watching it. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, I would assume you'll be a fan of this too. So like I said, I just haven't taken the time to check it out yet, but in case you are you know, putting it out there for you. So on June 8th we have the premiere of season 2 of Queen of the South, which is like a USA Network original series, obviously at least here in the States. I've never watched any of it. I've caught glimpses of it, of some stuff from season 1, some stuff from season 2. Basically, to my understanding, the basic premise of it is a lady's story as she rose through the ranks of, like, the cartel. It's kind of the basic premise to my understanding of it. So if you're feeling like you want like something a little more crime drama-ish, I just felt like I might as well include that for you. So on June 9th we have the season 3 premiere of Dark Matter, which will be a back-to-back episode, which I'm super excited about. Not only just because, you know, a premiere, but it's also a back-to-back episodes like that. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, you know, if I'm remembering season 2 correctly, at least how its finale, like, some stuff went down in that season finale. Not everyone was in good condition when that was when everything was playing out the way it is. So I'm not sure if you can find them all on demand. I think Netflix has season 2 now. I definitely know they have season 1, but I think I vaguely remember checking up there recently and it had season 2. I could be wrong. So if you're not, definitely if you haven't seen season 1 of it, you can check out Netflix. But I think they might be on demand as well, but I'm not sure. But I'm very excited to see, like, what goes down in season 3, because I've caught previews of it and it's got me, like, super hyped for it. So, and on that same night we'll also have the season 2 premiere of Wynonna Earp, which I'm super excited for as well. Obviously to progress the story, but also see, like, one thing I'm very interested in, and I've caught previews of Wynonna Earp season 2 as well, but I'm very interested to see where Waverly's story goes this season, especially like how she ended up in, you know, at the end of season 1. Obviously no spoilers, but yeah. But not, like I said, not just that, but everything in general too, where everyone kind of ended at the end of season 1. Side note, if you are, you know, haven't seen the first season of Wynonna Earp, I highly recommend you check it out, obviously. I think you can watch them on demand, but I do know they're also on Netflix, which is pretty cool. So obviously I'll be, like, rewatching that. Probably that and Dark Matter. I might rewatch the first season of Dark Matter as well, but definitely I will try and, you know, rewatch the second season before season 3 premieres. And obviously the same thing for Wynonna or rewatching season 1 before season 2 comes out. So. And on June 10th we have Orphan Black season 5's premiere, which, you know, if you don't know, this is the final season, which obviously, you know, me and final seasons and stuff like that, I'm sad about it. Much like Teen Wolf, I'm sad to see this to be the end, because these are like the final 10 episodes of the show. I would assume all the other previous seasons were 10 episodes. But I'm very interested to see what goes down. Just to properly prepare myself, I'm probably going to rewatch all of seasons 1 through 4. I do know, like, one of the few places I know you can track down the entirety of Orphan Black is on Amazon, so throwing it out there to anyone that's curious. Commercials have been popping up, so I've been trying to avoid looking at anything, but I do like the subtitle of kind of like, it's like the final trip. So like I said, I'm sad to see it come to an end, but I'm also excited to see how it all ends. I've literally done a nerd mode about it, but I'm also gonna mention it here. If you've never watched Orphan Black, like, even if you don't catch up in time, it's still a show that's well worth your time. It's so good. It's so good. And on June 25th, we have the season 2 premiere of Preacher. Probably the thing that I'm like super hyped about for this month, like probably what I'm looking forward to the most. I've caught like previews of it, and it's just like, I'm so excited to see what they do with season 2. An interesting thing I found out about season 1 is something I looked up afterwards because I wanted to compare the show to the comic books, and doing a little research I ended up finding out like basically a lot of the first season didn't happen in comic books. Actually, where season 1 ended is actually where the comic book actually starts. So we're kind of getting in that area of like, oh, this is where the comic book kind of really started. But you know, that's like, without going too deeply, if you haven't seen Preacher, you need to change that. But without going too deeply into spoilers, like where Preacher's story picks up is like in the middle of everything. So they want to take the first season to kind of really ease you into the story, explain things. Also, you got to look at Jesse's past, which, you know me, I'm kind of a nut for learning about a character, like their past and character development. Fanboy about those type of things. Like, you know, I really like diving into a character, so obviously learned a lot about his past and Tulip's past. So, well, not a lot about Tulip's past, but a little bit about Tulip's past in the first season, because you're finding out more about their hometown and stuff like that, which I know like there's a lot of stuff even there that's different from the comic books, but still, because like in the comic books, Jesse's whole hometown storyline is like a very small part apparently, so obviously they want to take a little time to kind of let you know where he came from and how he got to where he is. So definitely going to be rewatching season 1 in preparation for that, so super hyped for that. And the final thing I have on my list is on June 30th, which is interesting because if you don't know, that's my birthday. I feel like such an asshole for putting that in there, but nevertheless, we will have the Killjoy season 3 premiere on June 30th. Another thing that I'm super happy about, I'm definitely going to have to refresh my memory, because I remember where certain storylines played out in season 2, like especially the more sad storylines that played out in season 2, but not everything, so I'm definitely going to have to rewatch that. I do know that if you do have on demand, you can watch all of season 1 and season 2, because I've seen commercials talking about it. So I might go back and rewatch season 1 too, just to make sure, because you know, me and my terrible memory, like I might as well like rewatch all that so I can accumulate all that kind of like refresh my brain on everything before I go into the 3rd season. So I'm very excited to see where things kind of kick off from there, you know, with that. But that's really all I had listed for this month. Like a very good month. Like I'm super excited about, obviously, like a lot of the stuff I've mentioned that I've already watched, so it's going to be a very, very good month. I feel kind of shitty because I was like, oh, I guess all the other months weren't that good or something like that, which they were good too, but it's like this is definitely like, it's just going to be a fantastic month for watching TV, at least in my opinion. So, but like always, this is only just some of the stuff that, you know, I'm aware of that's coming out. Obviously there's probably plenty of other stuff you're like, oh, you want me or someone else to know about? Like obviously put it in the comments down below and let me and everyone else know about it. But that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. So the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.